Okay, well, hello everyone. It's me, Profesor Cañedo here, and I've got a new nuts and bolts video for you. And in this video, I want to go ahead and tell you a little bit more about how the discussion forums work. First off, I do apologize for taking a little bit of time, a little bit extra time to get the discussion groups ready. But it's definitely a hectic opening week with all the administrative and bureaucratic stuff with not just my Southwestern stuff, but I have my Mesa classes and Grossmont classes too. But the first set of foreign comments aren't due. Just we still have a week to go before that takes place. So we still have a little bit of time to get some more of this administrative and bureaucratic stuff out of the way. This nuts and bolts, housekeeping, bookkeeping, and all of that, the fun stuff. All right, well, listen. As you can see right now, I've got the announcements page already queued up as you go into Blackboard. So let's go ahead and get things started, and let's go into the discussion board section and uh, and see what's happening over there. Okay, here we go. So I think by now all of you have seen this section of the class. Looks like the vast majority of you of the class have already posted your introductions. I'll definitely get around to saying hello to all of you. I'll read your introductions and say hello to you. The general form, of course, is where you can post any concerns, questions, or comments you might have about the class, about anything. And also, too, here, of course, is where all the study guides for the quizzes are going to be located. And also, too, any information I need to give you about some of the assignments, such as the grade rubrics, I'll post those in the general form too. But the main thing I do want to talk about in this video is, of course, how the discussion forums work. And as you can clearly see right now, I do have all three main groups organized. So group one is everybody with last names from A through G. So Sophia through Sergio. Uh, that is, I'll make sure that is check to see if your last names start with A and go through G. You're in group one. Likewise, everybody with last names from H through P, you are in group two. And then everybody with last names from R through Z, so from Ramirez to Savala, you're going to be in group three. And as I pointed out in the syllabus, over the next 8 weeks, basically every group is going to alternate. So so during 1 week, group one goes ahead. The next week, group two, and then the next week, group three, and then we start the process over again. And because this class is 8 weeks, in 1 week, the seventh, I've got to double up groups one and two into one form so that I can squeeze everybody. If this was a 9 week class, it would definitely work perfectly in that each group discusses goes into three forms. But because it's 8 weeks and not 9, I've got to make that adjustment so that for week 7 and form 7, groups 1 and 2 work together. Okay, well, let me go ahead and get things rolling here and tell you how the discussion process works. So what we see right now in Form 1 are a series of questions that pertain to the readings that we've had so far for the first week. And the due date to post your comments, what I call your original comments, is Friday, September 2nd. And during that weekend, the weekend of September 3rd and 4th, around Labor Day, that's when I'll read and reply to everybody's comments. And then the week after that, group 2, you post your comments by Friday, September 9th, and by Friday, September 16th, La Dia de la Independencia, the Mexican Independence Day. Group 3, you post your comments in Form 3. So in Form 1, we have this question pertaining to the first week's readings, and what I do is I want to make sure that everybody has a week to go through the readings, and then a week after that to get your thoughts together, figure out which questions you want to work on, and then go ahead and post your comments. So there's a bit of a time lag in that you would think that after the first week, right after the first week, then Group 1 posts the comments immediately. So right now in this week, the weekend of August 26th through 27th, it would make more sense that as we finish off with week 1 and then Group 1 post your comments immediately this weekend. But I like to have that 1 week time gap to to give everybody time to get his or her thoughts together, and then post your comments a week after that. So that's why there's a little bit of that delay. But as included here right here, I've got a series of questions pertaining to the readings here. Oh, and I've got a little bit of an error of a mistake here. This Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo question, that actually should be question 1. It seems to be out of order here. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and move this down and make it question 14. So there will be 14 questions altogether instead of the 13 listed here. But we have these questions that pertain to the first week's readings, and the vast majority of these questions, it looks like I would say maybe all of these questions pertain to the readings you find in the Beyond 1848 book, of course, the red book that's edited by Mike Ornelas. So definitely make sure you've got Beyond 1848 right now, in addition to the Crucible of Struggle book. So let's go ahead and open up the form, and let's see what's happening in here. So we'll click that. And already right off the bat, I have directions for you in Group 1, and then I've got a sample question. So what everybody is to do between now and next Friday is decide which question you want to work on. And already right off the bat, Monica has already gotten started and selected question 9. So she's going to answer question 9. So Monica, if you don't mind, I'm going to use you as my guinea pig, so to speak, in this video, and that'll definitely help us out in terms of figuring out how this process works. So the way this works is that everybody please choose a question that you want to work on, and Monica has chosen question 9 to answer. I have a sample claim that's question 10, but question 10 is open to everybody. Whether you're in forms 1, 2, and 3, I have chosen some questions, but as samples in which I claim a question, but those questions in forms 1, 2, and 3 are definitely open to everybody. So again, in this case, question 10 is available to everybody in group 1. So what happens here is that Monica has chosen question 9, and between now and next Friday, she's going to post her reply to her question. And Monique, the way you can do this is that when you're ready to answer the question, all you need to do is just simply click create thread, and then start a new thread in which you indicate your answer, or if you wish, just click your original thread right here, and then post a reply to this thread, and then answer questions. So whatever way you want to do it, everybody, that is, you can post the 2 threads here, one thread indicating that you want to choose question 9, question 8, question 4, whatever. You can post one thread, and then post a second thread indicating, yes, here's my answer to question 9, or simply reply to this original thread, and then reply to your your question. So let me just backtrack a little bit up to the opening page right here, and I just want to see who else is in the group, because I'll use you as guinea pigs also as part of this demonstration. So we also have Sophia and Sergio in the group. So here's what happens. Let's say that. Monique, after you have answered your question 9, then what happens is you go ahead into the rest of the form, and then post replies to at least 2 other people. So for example, let's say that Sergio and Sophia have already posted their answers. Maybe Sophia has answered question 1, and Sergio has answered question 14. So after they post their answers, then go ahead and add replies to what they have written, basically stating things like, yes, Sergio, I agree with you, but don't you think that blah blah blah, or you could say something like, Sophia, I think the other thing that was happening in New Mexico was this case, but for the most part, I agree with you. So and so on and so forth. So what happens is, Monique, in addition to posting your original comments in which you reply to your question, you're going to reply to at least 2 other people in the forum. That could be Sophia and Sergio, and also post a reply to me too. So what happens is, let's say that Monique, after you posted your response to question 9, I'm going to go into the forum after September 2nd, so it'll be the weekend of the 3rd and the 4th, and I'll reply to everybody. So Monique, after I post a response to your question 9 answer, please come back into the forum. Please come back into the forum and reply back to me. So you could say something, Professor, I didn't realize that. That's an excellent point. But here's another thing that I thought about in talking about this issue, blah, blah, blah. So what happens is, Monique, is that in addition to posting your comments, your response to question 9, you're also going to post 3 other replies in the forum. That could be um, one to Sophia, one to Sergio, and then one to me. And the way you do that is just simple right here. For instance, let me quickly open up my thread here in question question 10. Again, it's just a sample here. Question 10 is open to everybody. So when you see this, all you need to do is just simply hit the reply button and then reply back to me. And then likewise, anyone else who wants to add to the conversation, just click reply also, and then we can have a what's called a threaded discussion going. Okay, so let's see what else I need to mention. So again, I'm talking mainly to group 1 right now, but of course, this same principle applies to everybody in groups 2 and 3 as well. One thing about posting original comments is that the due date back here. Let's go back to the main page right here. The due date, September 2nd, refers to what I call your original comments. So for example, let me get back to Monique here for a second. Monique, by September 2nd, you're going to post your please make sure you have your comments, that is your answer to number 9, ready by September 2nd. But anytime after September 2nd, that's when you can reply back and forth to everybody. So for example, let's say that on Saturday the 3rd, Monique, I reply back to you. I talk a little bit more about the California Gold Rush, and then maybe on Sunday the 4th, or maybe even Monday the 5th, or Tuesday the 6th, it doesn't matter. Monique, that's when you come back into the forum, and then you can reply back to me after that, and also respond to some of your classmates mates too. So if you want to respond to what Sophia has and what Sergio has after Labor Day, that anytime like that, that's absolutely fine. So in other words, the due dates, everybody, the due dates in each form refers to when I want your original comments, that is, your answers to the questions you have chosen. But anytime after that, it's an open-ended date. That's when you can respond back to me and reply back to everybody else in your forum. Right? And remember, everybody, when you're choosing questions, make sure that you don't choose anything else. In other words, only one question per person. So if we go back into the forum here, we clearly see that Monique has chosen question 9. So anybody like Sergio or Sophia, question 9 is off limits because Monique has answered that. So just check the board, everybody. Just check and see which questions have been chosen as we get closer and closer to Friday, September 2nd. Just check and see which questions have been chosen, and make sure that all the questions are filled. So, for example, if let's say coming up in a couple of days, Sergio chooses question 8. So what happens is questions 9 and 8 are off limits, and then maybe a few days after that, Sophia has chosen question 3. So what happens is questions 9, 8, and 3 are off limits. Everyone else in the group, make sure you choose some of the other questions. So in other words, only one question per person. Please don't engage in anything such as claim jumping. So for example, let's say if somebody else in the group decides, well, I'm going to answer question 9 too, but when I see that, I'll see that Monique had already chosen it. It was basically for first come, first serve. So I'll let Monique's answer stand, but the person who decided to answer number 9 also, I'm going to erase that because Monique had already chosen one. So just be aware that, everybody, it's like when you're in the California Gold Rush and someone has a claim on a stake on a patch by the river, that's your claim. Nobody else can take it. But there should be plenty of questions for everybody in the group. Again, there are actually 14 questions. This should be question 1, but I'll move this down to question question 14. But if for some reason we run out of questions in Form 1, please, if anybody in Group 1 isn't able to get a question, let me know and I'll write up another question. And of course, the same idea applies to everybody in Group 2 and in Group 3. So for example, if we run out of questions in Form 2, somebody in Group 2, please notify me about that. I'll add a new question. Likewise, if we run out of questions in Form 3, somebody in Group 3, please let me know, and I'll also add some more questions. Okay, all right, so there you have it, everybody. I hope this information helps out. Again, there's still plenty of time for everybody in Group 1 to pick and choose, decide what question to work on, and then let's get back in here one more time. When you hit create thread, and let me go to and open this up just to quickly show you. When you hit create thread, okay, please indicate in your subject the question that you want to work on. This way, this informs not just me, but of course everybody in the group what question you work on. So say I want number 5. I'll answer question 4. I'll talk about question 6, anything of that, but just make sure you indicate the question you want to work on in the subject. And then if you're claiming a question, you just simply indicate, Professor, I'll take question 6, or I'd like to do number 7. You can just say a few words, and then later on, of course, when you're ready to write your answer, that's when you write the full text in terms of what it is you're going to say. So that's it, everybody. I hope this information helps out. If any questions pop up between now and next Friday the 2nd, especially for those of you in Group 1, please let me know, and I'll definitely make sure to clear things up. And tune in on Monday, in which I'll have the first roll call video, in which I'll give everybody a preview of what's coming up for the 2nd week of the semester. Okay, that's it, everybody. That's it from here, and hope you guys had a pretty good first week, and I'll see you guys again on Monday.